watching that first quarter, as soon as Porzingis came in that game, I was like, bro, what? Like, one of my major pieces of analyses regarding this NBA Finals was I don't trust it. Now, that's one game, and it's not a one-game series. We will see if he can sustain health throughout.
Yeah,
but there was no reason for me to not believe he will sustain health because he was running and jumping and doing and not favoring anything and blocking shots at the rim and flying down to the other end and pulling up. And
that's one possession, by the way.
Like, they would routinely, like, they had decided, it felt like they had not, and this will be an interesting adjustment for game 2. This is how it felt watching it in real time. That the whole Porzingis thing took them by surprise. They were not properly prepared for that and what they were going to do to deal with that on both ends.
Yeah.
It felt like, and I know you could see all the stories about he's going to play, but like your game tape of watching them for the last 40 days has been without him.
Yeah.
It is a different deal with him, and that was very evident at the very beginning. They were trying to get away with switching shorter guys onto him instead of having Lively or Gafford come all the way away from the basket.
He was treating them like chairs.
They want those guys to be pulled above the free throw line. And they just refused. And so then you would have Doncic on him. You would have Derek Jones Jr. on him. You would have even smaller guys. Sometimes he's just shooting over them.
They're like chairs. They're just like a chair.
Doesn't even he's totally unfazed.
I don't see.
And it's all jumpers.
Yeah.
And it's like the way that thing's spaced out. And you saw, now again, it's hard to know. Is it because you get a little lackadaisical because even by the time you're going into the second half, you're up by 20? Or is it by the second half, Dallas thought, okay, this is not how we're going to operate. And now Boston finally cooled off. You got some regression to the mean. And so you got walloped on the three-point line. But which is more indicative, right? Like they clearly... If they're dropping 60-something and a half, you're in deep crap.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if they only get whatever it was, 46 or 45, whatever it was in the second half, because they topped over 60 in that first half. But it's very fascinating to watch because it feels so contingent upon that three-point shot going in. And when it's, you play the numbers, and they had 7 guys with multiple three-pointers, and that was the first time in NBA history. They had a 17-point lead by the end of the first quarter,
biggest NBA history.
The biggest in NBA history. And I thought that the whole tsunami that took place really happened when Porzingis checked into the game. And he was by far the best player in the game.
Yeah. It's like fresh legs for real, bro.
It was
he
crazy.
He ain't played an NBA game in how long? 40 days?
40 days, yeah.
Yeah.
He was at the absolute apex. He was better than he has been.
Yeah,
No,
let's fresh legs get you that.
He missed 10 straight games.
Yeah, fresh legs.
I think they said 37 days.
Yeah, fresh legs to get you cooking like that.
They shot, the 3-point shot you said, the Celtics shot 41% from 3 in the first half. And they won it by however many they were up by at halftime. And then
it was about 21.
Second half, they shot 33% from 3, and they lost the second half by 3. Now, some of the second half really didn't matter. Like, they all called off the dogs with like 5 minutes to go. So,
but I had this number last night on the mismatch that they are. Sean Grandy, who is their outstanding radio voice, had this stat: 32% being like the line. So if you say 32% or below, 32% or above, okay, as the line of demarcation. They now, if they have shot, because they shoot such a high volume,
yeah, they shoot it
right?
They do. They get them up.
If they shoot 33% or above in a game, they are 69-8.
They shot 38% last night for the game, yeah.
And I think the number is 32 or below. They're like 8-12.
Sheesh. So it is like fly.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And they had
Like it's a losing record,
Yeah.
obviously.
They
But
had 7 guys hit multiple threes last night.
He
Like if
just-
they have
it's
7,
never happened.
Yeah, it's never
If
happened.
they have 7 guys hitting multiple threes, like Dallas, it don't
did.
matter. Like nobody's beating them. They've been the best team in the league all year for a reason.
One of the
Like,
other
I
thing
think
is-
defense too is a big thing too. 'cause
One
they-
of the things we talked about, Holiday was everywhere.
Yeah.
They took away one of Luka's superpowers, bro. One of his superpowers was being able to be a creator, and they literally just took it away.
No corner threes, no lobs.
None.
They could. So
The whole
I
night.
heard Windhorse say this, that Luka, he had 1 assist in the game, but that's not the crazy thing. He only had 6 assist chances in the game.
Like the potential
The
assist.
potential
Yeah.
assists only had 6 the entire game.
They took away one of his
That's
superpowers. For sure.
crazy.
You know, and we've talked about how there's different ways to guard these superstars. Do you decide, like Oklahoma City did, which is we are going to dedicate the extra attention, and if P.J. Washington kills us, and if Derrick Jones Jr. kills us, and if Derek Lively kills us, then okay, we'll live with that. We'll live with the results. Or do you do what Minnesota did, which is, and they unfortunately let both Luka and Kyrie go off simultaneously, but you didn't hear about those role players a ton. You know that Derek Lively made all of his lobs, but you didn't hear about the role players. You don't. When you think about that series, you think about the stars doing what they did. When you think about the Oklahoma City series, we remember that there were 3 games where P.J. Washington had over 20 points. We remember there was 2 games where Derrick Jones Jr. was scoring over 15, 20 points, right?
Yeah.
And like it was like those guys really swung this. And last night it was like stay at home on everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to let these other role guys just shoot fish in a barrel. And then what they did, which Minnesota had more difficult time with, but Oklahoma City actually did a good job with, was making it very difficult on Kyrie. Mm-hmm. Because now it's all jumpers. You saw how much Porzingis changed that.
Yes.
Kyrie goes to the basket, and Kyrie finishes or he throws lobs. Those aren't available when Porzingis is in the game.
I thought, yeah.
No.
He's 7'3".
That's what I thought
And
the
he
that's-
just eliminates
That's
that.
what I thought the exact thing. Porzingis, the points were awesome last night from him, but
was just
defensively, that's the difference.
He's
Like,
one of those
it's
dudes, bro. He's a
tree.
lot bigger than
Well,
what
and
people
that's what
give
I
him
talked
credit
to Kevin
for, bro.
about. If it's not Kyrie, who is getting the other big number?
Exactly.
It has to be. It has to be, bro.
Yeah.
The Chris Vernon Show, presented by Caesars Sportsbook, live weekdays at noon